This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and welcome to today's edition of the Pit Stop, where you, the pit crew, you are the real star of today's show. Happy hump day to you all out there. It is Wednesday, middle of the week. We are already talking about and thinking about and preparing for the weekend where we have so many things going on. I have things going on every day between now and Monday, to be honest with you. It's a full week. I promised you guys a new look. Thunder Motorsport getting in with the donation. Thank you very much, Thunder. Much appreciated. It goes a long way at helping us do better, do more. I'm always trying to increase the quality of what we do here, and everything you guys do to contribute goes right back into the show. I even have a new toy. Should I show you guys my new toy? Anyone know what this is? I'm not going to tell you anymore. That's my new toy. Has nothing to do with sim racing, but it has very much to do with the show. So I did promise you a new look because we had that weird cutout. And so I played around with the look, and I think if, unless anybody hates this, this is what we're going to do for the new look of the pit stop for a little while. So we are here to talk about sim racing, talk about what's going on in the world of sim racing. Some of these stories I've read up on, some of these stories are kind of new to me, and we'll be going through them together. That is sort of the whole point of the pit stop. You know, sometimes I really rapid fire because I have so many stories to talk about, and I don't want this to drag into a multi-hour show. But at the same time, this is about hanging out with my friends, you guys, the pit crew, and talking sim racing. There's always great topics of discussion. You guys ever have anything on your mind in the world of sim racing, please be sure to chime in and let us know. And even when I use the word sim racing, I use it loosely because I do really mean racing in general at many times. We're all race fans. We all want a lot of things. That layout is a winner. Cranky likes it. Thank you. You don't like the chat looks funky, but the cam looks good. Devin, all right, well, the chat we could change. I thought I kind of liked the way it was a little more colorful. Kind of a goofy text. I like the boxes, not the text so much. Anyway, all right, so sim racing. iRacing, World Championships, eSport level World Championships are just going nuts right now. There is so much going on in every discipline, and this is kind of cool if you think about it. In fact, look at that. I see a Simpit logo. No, I don't. Psych. Anyway, but what is really cool to me is that it doesn't matter your favorite form of racing. Chances are iRacing is now providing an esport version. You know, the best of the best, the world champs, the guys who are pro in our sport. And anyway, so what's going on in the world of Outlaws? Tim Ryan snaps a streak of bad luck in iRacing with the World of Outlaws sprint car action, takes victory at Volusia. I saw that thing. You guys probably know it. That it's on Facebook every day with a different thing drawn on the board. But Volusia is the worst dirt track. Changed my mind. Anyway, I thought that was ridiculous. I've been to Volusia. It's one of just a handful of dirt tracks that I've been to, and it was really cool. The boxes are nice. It is kind of like crash, boom, bam, Batman. I love it. I like it. I don't know, Devin. I might leave it for a little while. We'll see if it grows on me or if I get disgusted by it in time. I think it makes things look a little more exciting, and I like the little box design that kind of was debuted last night in my dreadful, and I really do mean dreadful, Lionheart Racing series. Oh my god, last night was so embarrassing. I'm doing so terribly in that series. I really have to get it together, you guys. I really do. I'm embarrassing myself. Anyway, congratulations to Tim Ryan there. Then we got the oval guys, the Peak Antifreeze, NASCAR Peak Antifreeze World Championship Racing, and a really exciting finish that went on with Nick Ottinger, I know his name. I hear him all the time. He's a big name in iRacing. Nick Ottinger going on to win by, get this, .080. So we're watching some of the final lap action, which I think ended in kind of a crash at the very end, but it still left everybody very tight together. I think this is it, coming to the line. Anyway, this is the best. These are the guys fighting over huge amounts of money. Oh, look at that, a little bump in action. And four wide, oh my god, I couldn't even tell who won. Could you? Could you even tell who won in that footage? Anyway, that was what the action just last night in iRacing in the oval side of things. And the reason I bring this up, this is a little, I don't have more footage on this one, but this is Porsche Club of America. This is a big deal. Porsche Club of America. But the PCA Sim Racing, Jason Listner wins at Daytona. Billy Smith II wins the PCA Sim Series Championship. So I guess things have already wrapped up there, in their words there. Yeah, already through round 8 at Daytona, which was the finale. So anyway, Billy Smith II wins the inaugural PCA Sim Racing Series Championship at Daytona. I wonder what this guy's going to get for this. I don't remember the prize money on this series. And, you know, again, I'm always looking for the secondary angle. You know, what do we want? We want to drive. We want to drive in real life. We want opportunities that allow us to drive. Whoa, how did that happen? How did the Volvo come up? What's going on here? Sorry about that. I don't know what I did there. There's the Porsche Club. Oh, I know what it was. It was when I went to hit my disclaimer. There we go. I'm having some button difficulties. Here's the story from Porsche Club of America. Embarrassing or character building. Hemi, I think it was character building in that I didn't lose my mind and I didn't start swearing. I didn't blame anybody but myself. Lance says it's much easier to read. Looks good. Thank you, Lance. Thank you very much. Troubleshooting instead of driving. You know, that's, I always say in sim racing, there are so many different avenues that some people like to race, some people like to drive, some people like to paint, some people like to build setups, some people like to troubleshoot. Snake Doctor saying I should be a race commentator. I've done my share of commentating. In fact, I will be doing a race commentary on Saturday for the patron race. I'll talk more about that at the end of the show with events going on, but I'll be doing the commentary for that one. And I do from time to time. I think I have a funny voice. Funny, and you know, I have a face for radio, and I have a voice for newsprint. Anyway, hard to see the chat names. Yeah, they are kind of small. I'm looking at it even smaller than you guys' version. Does that Volvo have Trans Am headlights? No, I think those are newer Volvo headlights. And actually, that Volvo is what I'm going to be racing in 2 weeks. All right, yeah, Aqua Volvo. Me and the Aqua Volvo will be going at it again, and this time at Willow Springs next weekend. Ooh, I'm starting to get nervous. I am definitely starting to get nervous. I am going to do some live shows. Hopefully, I'm going to be doing some live shows from there. I'm going to be recording the whole thing. I'm going to put a GoPro in the car this time. One of my philosophies in life, unfortunately, and I shouldn't even say this, knock on wood, if you want to see something go wrong, put a GoPro on it. Anyway, oh, speaking of, that was a text from the owner of my car, the Volvo, Gavin. Anyway, all right, moving right along. So, congratulations to Jason Listner on winning Daytona, and even more congratulations to Billy Smith II on winning that championship series, and hopefully Porsche will get an opportunity to do something for him. That's what I'm hoping for. Maybe he'll get an careful my pronunciation of Volvo. Hopefully he'll get a driving opportunity. Can you imagine winning that and all of a sudden they're like, hey, drive this Porsche in the next series? I'm running Big Willow, if you know Willow Springs. I'm running Big Willow. Never ran Big Willow. I've run Streets of Willow. I've run countless laps of the karting track there. Never run Big Willow. I know it well. I'm going to have to bone up on some Willow. I'm going to have to... Okay, so thank you. You guys can help me out. Thank you, Heiko. What is the best version of Willow Springs in sim racing? Because I need to turn some laps there for sure. Talladega. Yes, DJ. And so I always ask, Talladega coming this weekend. Does that affect what you want to drive in sim racing? Does that mean that you're already getting ready for Talladega yourself? Is it going to be a big week in iRacing in particular with Talladega on the slate, I'm assuming? Just a reminder, and they posted a video yesterday, so I'll let it play out a little bit. But Dirt Rally 2, Sweden Rally has arrived to Dirt Rally 2. Prepare to race down the winding snowy roads of Varmland. We've talked about this, but this video is, I believe the video is new. At least they reposted it yesterday. Knowing that even the smallest mistake could end your stage. Good luck. You're going to need it. So that is now in play, obviously, on Dirt Rally 2. And I expect to see you guys out there posting some times. What else? F1 eSport qualifying event is now live. This was as of the 22nd, so this was Monday after we got off the air. Talking about the last chance qualifier into the F1 eSport draft coming. And there are details there. I guess if you qualify, you could actually win entry into an all-expense paid vacation to go watch the whole thing. Willow Springs and GT Sport. Is that the one? P-Cars 2. Yeah, I like the P-Car 2 one. R-Factor 2. All right. R-Factor 1. Yes, that makes more sense. Yes, Cranky, I do believe GT Sport, but there's really only one main layout of Big Willow. Spatial Dragon, you might be late, but you made it, buddy. Anyway, so interesting here in their write-up at F1 eSport about the whole qualifying is they talk about a few different scenarios from Azerbaijan. For Bottas at one point, they talk about Vettel at another point. But and remember, your qualification, meaning just you're qualifying into this, you could win an all-expense paid trip to the Pro Draft and the British Grand Prix in July. So that is when we're going to see and hear the big news of F1 2019 in the coming season. Brandon was just here on Monday teasing us. It's like, ooh, is Brandon in the draft? I don't know. Is Brandon secured on a team? Is Brandon moved on to greater pastures? We'll have to find out more. Willow Springs and Project Cars 2. I think so. Now, the next question. So if we were going to concede to Project Cars 2, what is the best car to emulate the driving experience of this? I need to put it in stick shift mode. I need to do some heel toe work, and I need to run something. Yeah, this thing has a really big turbo on its little 5-cylinder engine. When it was running well, I would say it was probably making, I don't know, 230 horsepower maybe, 220, somewhere in that range. It didn't feel monster horsepower, but it had some get up and go, I'll tell you. So what's the best car in Project Cars 2 to emulate if I'm going to do some practice for the race? Sorry, I have a dog hair. Something stuck to my face. That's why I keep messing with myself. Forza. So they have new race regulations coming up the beta they're talking about. They're doing a whole Q&A. This is coming up on April 29th. So put this in your calendars if you're interested. And you want to know, I mean, this could be the future of... isn't it? It is a 5-cylinder in a Volvo, right? That's kind of the Volvo thing, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure about the old 240. 2.4 liter certainly could be a 4-cylinder. I don't recall. You'd think I'd know, but the old Mercedes DTM 4-door. There you go. The Thief Mile layout. Yes. The 66 RTF Mustang. Well, Cranky, that setup was for a true 24-hour race. We're going to keep coming back to the Volvo. I don't know if they're going to be on. So the Willow Springs version of this race is going to be 2 days of racing, 2 7-hour races combined. So they'll run 7 hours on Saturday and then bring everyone in, and it will be, pit or hold, and then put them back in the same order and send them back out on Sunday for another 7 hours. So we shouldn't need the lights for this particular event. Anyway, we're going to keep coming back to the Volvo. So anyway, yeah, if you want to hear more about the race regulations, Q&A with Forza, this could impact all the competition moving forward. This will be going on April 29th on their official Discord app server, and you can tell them what's on your mind. That's the important note here, that if you read this, it's like, it's not just a Q&A from Ekberg asking the developers. No, they want to know what's on your mind. So if you have questions, concern, you might want to get over there and get in on it. Drift Mile, there you go. There you go. 2002 Stantworks. All right. Man, where's that hair? I keep seeing it. Damn dog. It's all your fault. It's all your fault, Max. All right, update. GT Sport had the big update. We talked about the 5 cars. We showed that little thing. We played Guess the Car, if you guys remember. But Audi TT Coupe, Honda Fit. Oh, God. Not a sim if it doesn't have the Honda Fit. Porsche 962C, the Renault R8 Gordini, and the Toyota Sprinter Trono AE86. We'll call it a Corolla here in the United States. The Volvo is not heavy at all. It's pretty stripped down, so it's a pretty lightweight car. There's nothing in it other than the driver's seat, a roll cage, a gas tank, the car and engine and suspension. It's a pretty lightweight setup. Drives really nice. That car hauls ass. Can't wait to drive it again, to be honest with you. And it's going to really be fast at Willow coming down the hill. It is going to fly down that hill for sure. And the car should climb pretty decent. I think the horsepower versus weight will do the climb fairly well as well. No, it's not a tank. It's really lightweight. That thing, you can push it yourself for sure. Anyway, other things in that, it wasn't just the 5 cars. There are optimizations to some of the included tracks, some campaign changes and competitions, added rounds or enhanced rounds, it looks like. Nope, added to GT League. Scapes, now they have Oceania in it. Brand Central Renault has been added to the European region. Physics. Physics changes. Operation of drag reduction system has been changed from full auto to manual overtake button. McLaren Ultimate Vision Gran Turismo and Subaru WRX STI Isle of Man Time Attack car. Anyway, lots of cool changes in this. Pretty significant build or update, including now being added, and now we have the details for the GR Supra GT Cup. So entries open April 27th. That's just 3 days from now, you guys. You PlayStation racers, it is time to get serious and get out there and compete. You know, this is a clean slate competition running from April to October 2019. And you can visit the Toyota Gazoo Racing GR Super GT Cup website for details. I didn't pre-open this, so here we go. And players wanted. So round 1 through round 13 in a language I cannot read. Can we switch to English? Anyway, you can join that competition. The details are right here at the GranTurismo.com website. So we see the full list of tracks: Fuji, Barcelona, Blue Moon Bay, Circuit de Sarthe, Nürburgring, Red Bull Ring, Autodromo de Interlagos, Mount Panorama, Tokyo Expressway, Willow Springs International, Big Willow, August 3rd, Autodromo National Monza, Suzuka, and Nürburgring 24-hour is the finale. So 2 times there. Gazoo! Volvo 240 has a 4-cylinder. Okay. Thank you on that, Jack. Shaun is Eustace Baj from Courage. I don't know that reference. I'll have to look it up. Neo Knight, that's exactly how I feel. I can make fun of the car all day long, and I cannot wait. By the way, those little wings on the back, fins, those are add-on. Those are not stock to a 240. What else? I want to learn Japanese because the Japanese girls are hot. DJ, that's a good idea for any language, to be honest with you. Learn every language because women are hot across the board, and all the easier to be able to engage with them. There's also a video. I should have moved to this long ago while I was talking about other things, but it shows the 5. There's the Fit. There's the AE86, known as a drift car. Heiko, what are your feelings on the AE86? You know, the thing about that little Corolla is That is a rear-wheel drive car. That is what makes it such a delight to drive. It's a front-engine, rear-wheel drive, tiny little car. The Fit Hybrid, the 962 Porsche, and there it is, the AE86, and the Gordini, in rally mode. So that is the new addition to Gran Turismo going on. Oh, Jesse, I'm sorry to hear that. Everybody definitely pray for old Marley. Max, keep Marley in your thoughts. I wish you the best, Jesse. That's terrible to hear. Thunder, that's cool. So word on the forum is that Chicagoland, Darlington, and Las Vegas are getting lights. That's kind of cool. Heiko has a drift video with the AE86. I'm going to show you Heiko's website here in a moment, or his YouTube channel. So Heiko is our in-house drifting expert, rally car extraordinaire. Sometimes it's better to not understand what you're... There you go. That's a technique in its own. So anyway, right here, NASCAR Heat talking about kicking off the NASCAR Heat World Challenge 2, racing exclusively on dirt tracks. So anyway, the dirt side of racing, not to be forgotten with Heat 3, earmuffs, Billy Strange, if you're in the audience. Anyway, week 1, Las Vegas, week 2, Eldora, week 3, Jefferson, and week 4 at Richmond. And each week, the player with the fastest lap on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 will win a $50 Amazon gift card. So there you go. That could be kind of cool. Could be good fun. Go have some fun. Starting up right away. So beginning today through May 19th. Techie Pocket asks, do I contact companies for reviewing products or do they contact me? There is a whole yin and yang to that, Techie. I wish I could say that they always contacted me, but they don't. I wish they did. But I do have to reach out and make phone calls and track things down, and that's a whole backside part of the business that, I wish I had more hands, more mouths, more brains, more people, because we do a lot more, that's for sure, and that's one of the holdups right there. Anyway, NASCAR Heat World Challenge in the dirt. Go get dirty with NASCAR Heat. So, Fanatec. So we know that they are guaranteeing shipment by the end of the month. Delivery, would take however long shipping is. Billy approves. Strangely, not Billy Strange. Anyway, they are looking for a name. I guess they're having a contest. So, the new Podium software. So, with the new Podium DD wheelbase, they are going to have a new software kit. And right now, their project name is Podium Software, kind of generic. So, they are working on a title, and they need a final name for it. Of course, we already have some ideas, but this community probably knows best how to call it. So, they give you what the name should be. And this is what the software can do for you. So it gives you a list, and this is also a little bit of insight. You'll find this at the Fanatec blog. So the name should describe the functionality, be independent of the product line, be innovative and unique, be short and memorable. Anyway, and then this is what it can do, giving you some of the details of the things like synchronize the tuning menu settings of the wheelbase with your PC for unlimited amount of setups. All right, not just 5 apparently. Save and load the optimal settings automatically as soon as you launch a game, so the game would launch your settings for that game. Anyway, I'm not going to read the whole thing. If you want to know some of those intricate details behind the Podium software, but better yet, submit your name, funny or clever or witty, whatever it might be, and perhaps you will be the person who gets the naming rights. We will pick our favorites and make a poll in a few days so you can vote for your favorite. The winner gets a nice surprise and eternal glory. There you go. Heat World Challenge. NASCAR Heat is not new, but it's not terribly old either. We can go back to NASCAR Heat. They've been going, and they have their own eSports side of things in NASCAR Heat. So both on the Xbox and the PlayStation, that is rivaling iRacing as far as payout goes. Excuse me, I'm still fighting a little bit of congestion. Almost. Stuart, they promised us more word, but they have not come through on that. No new news on GTR3 other than they exist. All right, so where were we? McLaren. So Azerbaijan. That's the F1. Again, what they race on Sunday is what we want to race on Monday, or vice versa. But Azerbaijan being the latest, greatest trend in Formula One, we get the privilege of watching McLaren shadow driver Olli Pahkala. Olli is one of the best sim racers out there, giving us a hot lap of Azerbaijan. So you'll find this at McLaren Shadow. If you want to know how to get around that track as well as it can be done, this is the way to do it. So you can check that out at YouTube under McLaren Shadow, and you can get some tips from Olli Pahkala. And he's just casually talking as he goes through this lap because the guy's an animal. He's a monster. Obviously in F1 2018. So let's see here. Get to know the NASCAR Heat Pro League. So we just talked about NASCAR Heat and their Pro League eSport level racing that they do have going on. Motorsport.com has an article here getting to know the Team Penske drivers. So if you want to know more about Brian Tedeschi and Corey Rothgeb of Waynesboro, Virginia. Meanwhile, Brian is from Custer Park, Illinois. That's their Xbox and their PS4 driver. Little Q&A with each of those at motorsport.com. They lied. Race on Sunday, no buy on Monday. Oh, very funny. That's one track I don't know very well. I almost want to go fire up everything just to do a lap there, because I wonder how well I'd remember this track. That's not a track I have many laps at. Maybe what's the track that you know of that you have the fewest amount of laps at? I mean, there are tracks out there, believe it or not, that even I, who've been doing this forever, have very little familiarity with for whatever reason. Usually it means because they're not often in sims. Yes, Mitchie and I were talking on the phone earlier. He's dealing with horrible weather. Cody's, yeah, it's Cody's. Is Izzy in the house? Ah, hey, what's happening, Izzy? How you doing, bud? Road to VR has an article here, and I haven't read the article, but VR buffs are gonna want to. And this is Oculus explaining why they don't think it's time for the Rift 2 or the Rift Pro. So, all the VR stuff coming out of Oculus has been sort of a downgrade almost from the Rift. And that's kind of terrible because the Rift isn't exactly the leader in VR optics. Now, with that said, I still am a huge fan of the Rift, but it's not the optics, because their optics are maybe even the worst, I dare say. But anyway, there's reasoning. Oculus, Facebook, have reasoning for why they're not ready to push to that next level, while other VR companies are. If you want to know more on that story, you can find that. If you are right now considering VR, you might also want to check out the article at Road to VR, and I'm not going to dwell on these, but the simple guide to the 4 major VR headsets launching this spring. So they're giving you, a heads up on the Oculus Quest, the Oculus Rift S, the HP Reverb, which now this one is kind of in the next direction. Isn't this one, if I'm not or is it the other HP? Windows mixed, and then the Valve Index. So this could be a big deal right here. I wonder what this one will do to affect, Valve. Those are the guys who own Steam, right? So would this affect anything for anybody else? Any of the other VR companies? Azerbaijan is on RaceRoom and F1 2017. Hail damage to Mitchie's car. That's so brutal. Baku, yes, it's the same. Alex, yes, that is the problem. It's hard right now because the computer, they have to build for the average, not the pinnacle. If they build for the pinnacle or the sim racing, or not sim racing, but the computer people who have the best of the best, it's a small market. They have to make these products to the whole group out there is completely. Reverb, yeah, I thought the Reverb had some good specs. Thank you, Michael Jeffries. And the Valve. So yeah, we could see some substantial leaps forward in VR in the coming years for sure. Thank you, Lenny. I love you too, buddy. PS5. Yeah, we were talking about that just the other day, Alex. Will PS5 honor the compatibility of your PS4, everything, your peripherals as well? Same thing on the Xbox side of things. Will the next gen allow us to take our hardware with us, yes or no? That is the question. Is he preferring IndyCar to F1? I think they both have their own pros and cons. They both could learn from each other, perhaps. Derek is out $1,500 being new to sim racing. Yes, it'll get you. It'll get you. All right. Moving right along. What else do we have to talk about? The Lug Nut has an article. Report: sim races no one watches now make up half of all YouTube content. Wow, what a statement. But they're making a bold statement saying that the explosion of YouTube streamers, myself included in that list, and some of mine have been successful, and some of mine have been, as they put it, less than 100 people have viewed. I don't think I have many with that, but I have a couple. Anyway, but apparently YouTube is addressing such a thing, and YouTube content algorithms, Don Charling addressed this, saying, go there now and search for any racetrack you want, and half the results will be sim races and world record laps. We are currently working on a solution for users to enjoy YouTube again and just able to watch girls try on lingerie without being barraged with obscure sim racing league videos. Not sure if that is a legit quote from a YouTube a logarithm person. That sounds, I don't know. Anyway, but whether this is true or not, so let's not act like this is true fact or not, but let's just take the heart of the statement and think about that and consider that. Is there just too much? Is there just too many people streaming? Is there just... and where do you draw the line? Should I be streaming what I do? Is it self-serving? Is it entertainment? And then where do you draw the line? And does it matter? And should YouTube address such a thing? If you look up a various track, isn't it fair that half of what you see might be sim racing? Look at how much activity we give any track. I talk about going to Willow Springs this weekend, and Willow Springs will see 140 cars for that race. And then it's going to be at least another week, probably more, till that track sees another series. Maybe it'll see a car or two on a track day between then and the next event. We sim racers give life to a track that these tracks have never seen before. Maybe we're deserving of half the content on YouTube. So anyway, that's just some of my thoughts on that. Grid girls, I think girls like grid girls. That's the funny thing about that. I don't think that offended anybody. I'm not sure. I think that was like a kind of an overcorrection to an extent. I mean, and thinking VR was a fad. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not sure where they get these facts. That quote seems just really, really hard to believe. But I do think it's a relevant form of sarcasm. So I forget these stats of the actual number. I do kind of think that there's an abundance of a diluted market of streamers and what is acceptable, what is relevant. But I don't think that's fair for us to judge, to be honest with you. It's intended as a joke. Well, but and again, I can totally take it as a joke because I don't need those stats. Exactly. They're just making a point. And I think it's a relevant and funny topic is what I'm getting at. All right, RaceRoom did see an update on Steam. So here we have a list that just came out yesterday, apparently. 550 megabytes worth. We have a build number and all that. Known issues in this update. Icon issue content. New layouts for Osherzaiben. New layouts for Osherzaiben. And the rough RT12R GT2 class car now is the latest physics, as it had slipped from the previous patch. Some other game changes and other fixes going on. So continued develop going on with RaceRoom. Gotta love that. Xbox Hub talking about the latest Ride 3 DLC, bringing 5 new limited models, including the Walt Siegel, the Bordor, 2000. Just leave this up. The Ducati Super Mono, the BMW R9T Racer, the Kawasaki Ninja H2R, and the Yamaha YZF R1M. I almost called it a rim there. Anyway, I will applaud Ride 3 on endless amounts of DLC. A lot of them have been free, and in this case, it looks like €3.99 for this one. But they have continued to add a lot of content. I just wish motorcycle sims could be better. It's not their fault. It's just so impossible to treat it like a car sim. You can't. And the minute you don't, it's not as good a sim. Just like I don't think anything's as good a sim as car sims. I think car sims are the best sims on earth. Maybe even superior to flight sim. And then everything else is just a game. It really is. I hate to say it. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, all you gamers, but Call of Duty is not really war, and Ride 3 is not really a motorcycle sim. Sorry. Oh, man, I'm making some enemies right now as such. Osherleben. I missed some words. I missed some letters there. Did I? Osher. The disclaimer is so needed and long overdue. Sorry, I still can't get that. Maybe it's not a hair. Maybe I'm just reflecting. iSchedule is now an app that you can do on your mobile phone. So if you're having trouble remembering your races and when the next one is, there is now an app and you can have a profile and iSchedule. This would be kind of cool. This would be kind of fun. I know sometimes we're at work and we're bored out of our minds and we just want to look at anything to be entertained. This could be entertaining when you're sitting there at work trying to not work, to remember what is going on. Excuse me. And let's see what versions. Do we see? I'm having a little problem right now with the world of Samsung versus Apple. This right here. This right here. Anybody? Anyone? I still haven't seen anyone guess what I have there. I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to guess. Let's see. Sim Racing Hardware News and Reviews blog showing off a new review of a handbrake. This is the Analogs projects. Kind of a cool looking handbrake. Nice looking mounting hardware there. It looks pretty bulletproof. And all the deals there. No load cell. That's kind of funny. Ooh, internal photo even. Gotta like being able to see the mechanism. It's really small. I can barely see. I'm gonna have to copy that photo and really boost up. A couple different. Look, they got the clamp. They got the bolt-on. They got the bolt-on up or down. And full review out of them. Oh, if they're going to move into the heavy review world, am I going to have to keep promoting them, or am I going to have to backdoor them and call A-Logs and get one of these and not tell you guys about other reviews out there? Where's the fine draw the line thing there, too? How much do I promote my competition, or do I just tread forward trying to bring you the news and tell you everything going on in the world out there? World War Z. It sucked you in. Is it a sim? The lack of capital E on English offends me. Only for Android. See, now I'm winning on that one. Sorry, Michael. Yes, I forget sometimes. If you want everything out of the cell phone world at this point, you almost need an Apple and a Samsung, because somewhere you're going to run into something that prevents you from being able to do or play what you want to play. All right, what else? Couple more things, and then we're going to get off the air here. A few rigs to show you, because I like seeing rigs. These are posted. This one posted on Reddit by Big Daddy Swooth. Well, after 10 to 12 years, I saw this post, and I love I saw this on Facebook as well. It came up on my radar on my cell phone, actually, getting back to the cell phone. All sim racers should have a fighting game to meet up with after an incident and have a duel. That'd be great. Keep stats on that as well. If you don't have an iPhone, you don't deserve any nice things anyway. Oh, there's some shots fired. I have a Samsung. And this is not happy about that. It is a beautiful sequential. You wish you had bought that instead of the Hussingveld POS. Ooh, I didn't know it was a POS. They haven't sent me one. Dave Blair, I agree, and I don't think that's something I'm going to change. You know what? I want you guys to know what's out there, and I don't want to be the only opinion on things. It's okay that I might have a different opinion on something than another reviewer. And I think that the best thing is that when you have a lot of reviewers with a lot of content so that you know how they judge things, that it allows you to make decisions for yourself. And whenever I'm doing a review, I'm doing the review just trying to think in general terms of who the product was built for and reviewing it in those eyes and giving you an interpretation that hopefully allows you to make your own decision. And you may differ with my opinion on things, but hopefully I've showed it or described it in a way that allows you to make those choices and decisions for yourself. And I hope that all the other reviewers are also doing the same thing so that you can, between all of them, make your own best decisions. That's what it's really all about. So I will continue to promote everything that's worthy of knowing about for the most part. But after 10 to 12 years, I'm back, baby. Sim racing never felt so good. It ain't much to look at, but damn, does it work. So here's his, just a rickety stand in front of a desk with a single monitor. I don't think it's tough to look at, actually. I think he did pretty well throwing something together on short notice. He's got his H-pattern shifter, Fanatec base pedal and shifter, and looking darn good, Big Daddy Swooth. See that on Reddit. Hawaii. I'd love to try a Hawaii phone. I'm curious. I had once asked, what phone does Paris Hilton have? What phone do rich people have? Because if I'm running around with an iPhone 10 or a Galaxy 10, I have the latest, greatest in the two main carriers. But what do the rich people do? The rich people walk around with the same common phone? And someone had said Hawaii to me, but it seems like they've gone mainstream, and I wonder if they even hold the same prestige. So I actually have wondered about that brand, and I'm intrigued. I'm also, quite honestly, I'm also curious about the Pixel. I really am. Spying. Are they spying? I don't know. You never know. Insider tip. All your pictures to insider tip on stocks. I'm not sure what you mean there. I missed something. Sorry. Paris Hilton. Any rich person. What phone does Kim Kardashian or Kylie Jenner use? They run around with an Apple or a Samsung, or is that what we common people use? Yeah, they probably get paid to use a various brand. All right, moving right along. Here's another setup for you. This one comes from Sharky351. Slippery pedals, he calls it. A little grip tape will go a long way if you're fighting Sharky351. I'm not sure if you watched the show or not, but I will tell you, if you're complaining about those being slippery, a little grip tape. Go down to a skateboard shop, get a little self-adhesive grip tape. You can get it in the safety section at Walmart as well, and that will take care of any slippery setup. But looks pretty good. Looks like he's got a high steering wheel, just judging, but it could be the angle of the photo. Another guy with a full Fanatec setup. Look at that. Got the CSL base. I would change that wheel rim, get away from that clamp on, and you got a pretty good setup. Club Sport pedals, shifter, and handbrake. So he's all dialed in. He's got a cool gauge. I wonder if that's an operating gauge and custom button boxes. So I applaud you on some DIY projects on top of the over-the-shelf setup that you got there. Nicely done. S20 Samsung test phone. Nude selfies. You're not paid by Hawaii, but you did work at Apple. All right, what else? I got one more for you. Oh, it's the yellow. That is a lot of yellow. That is a total Ricmotech RS1 style, we're going to call this. Looks like he did his own plans. I kind of watched or looked at an RS1 and said, I could do that. Put it on caster wheels, got a junkyard seat. I don't know if it's a junkyard. That's just what I call it. Another Fanatec setup. Look, Fanatics across the board. He's even promoting. Look at this. He's got their boxes sitting right there. Promotion, Fanatec boxes, Fanatec boxes. Sorry if I blasted the mic there. Lanige 55 one day ago. After building a Ricmotech RS1 for a friend of mine, I decided to build one very similar to it, and here it is. Nice job. Love those rigs. I want to build another one of those, but they're really, the only downside of those is they are a little heavy, so I'm glad to see that he put it up on casters. I would probably pick another color other than yellow, but you sure can see it. Yeah, see, different shoes have different grip on their own. Some people run in socks. If you run on socks, Fanatec Club Sport pedals are very slippery. If you run in shoes, I haven't had that problem. Maybe even a little bit if you have dusty shoes or dog hair. Dave, I don't see how people can shift with their left hand. It's just not American. You're right. You're right. It is just not American. Okay, so I talked about this on Monday. Brendan was even here. We talked about his real-life debut in the FF 1600 car. And so this is two-time F1 eSport champion, Brendan Lay. And I saw a post by David Greco relaying one of many articles because they all had the same headline. F1 eSport champion makes on-track debut, crashes in second race. Every single headline was crashing. It's yellows for safety in the dark. There you go. Practically glow in the dark. David Greco came to Brendan's defense to say, hey, you know, the guy qualified well. He finished fourth in the first race. It was actually a mechanical that led to the crash and then a mechanical that led to the DNF. And the guy actually did great, but every headline makes it seem as though he had had this tragic weekend. And quite the contrary, he did very well. And so I want to thank you, David Greco, for posting on Facebook what you did, just saying, come on, people, let's keep this in perspective. And I saw comments also baiting the topic, basically saying, look, that's what they're waiting for us sim racers to do. They've been waiting for one of us sim racers to do just this so they can finally post that. And I just kind of wonder, was this a little bit unfair? And, you know, we'll find out May 11th at Oulton Park when he gets his second run at it, hopefully without mechanicals, and we'll see what this kid really can do, and I'm sure that they're going to eat some words. So hopefully they'll be eating some words. But I did think that, again, I understand the whole point of clickbait, and you write the word crashes, and you've clickbaited everyone to read the story. But at the same time, it seemed a little bit unfair to Brendan in the end of all of that. So anyway, your thoughts on that are always appreciated, but that's my thought on the topic. And moving on to our very own Heiko. Heiko Sherman, you've been in the audience today. Here is a video. So you will find Heiko Sherman Sim Racing on YouTube. This video is, or was, unlisted. Maybe he'll make it listed. But this was a world record run on Dirt Rally 2.0 at the Poland at the Poland Jezioro Roche dry. You can see he is hauling ass in this video, and he went on to, and are you guys ready for the real gauntlet? This is the gauntlet. He called out David Clymer in particular, by the way. So Clymer, you got your work cut out for you. Heiko Sherman Whipperman Racing in the Porsche 911 RGT Rally Spec, running a 5:43.594. You got to go give it a shot. What can you do at the Jezioro Roche stage at Poland. Pick your car. The next nearest Porsche is 36 seconds back. Aston Martin seemed to be the car of choice, the GT4 Vantage, and 5.6 seconds is the closest competitor so far. So well done, Heiko. And you can also find a bunch of cool drifting videos at Heiko's channel there on YouTube. So one more time, I'll show you that. That being Heiko Sherman Sim Racing on YouTube. Next up, coming up very shortly, actually in 9 minutes, so lucky I'm done with my show. It's not going to be here on this channel. Sometimes Mitchie does these over here on the Sim Pit. Today, he's doing it at his channel, Mitchie Hoyer Sim Racing. He's going to be working with John Searle. Searle? Did I say that right, John? I should know better. You're a buddy of mine. Anyway, he's going to be doing his own sim racing academy and some coaching, and you can actually watch that. So if you want to learn by watching, you'll be able to watch that in 8 minutes over at Mitchie Hoyer Sim Racing. Beyond that, tonight, I will be on the air at Pocono after last night's failure with our new look of our new stream. Hopefully it'll look good. We're going to only be on YouTube tonight, just seeing... I'm having trouble with some graininess. It looks great on OBS. Looking bad over on YouTube. I was running 8500 bitrate, which is too much for Twitch, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I'm still giving it some shakedown. Tonight we'll be racing. I need a good result. I think I'm just going to not even qualify, run at the back just so I can get through the darn race. I've had some bad luck, had some bad skill, made some big mistakes, like last night's mistake was a tragedy. Hopefully tonight we'll do better and have a better result. That'll be on the air tonight. Then tomorrow night, we are going to have our patron practice race. This is a patron-only race. I'm going to run with the guys. I'm going to race tomorrow for fun, and then Saturday morning at 10 a.m., we'll actually do the patron race. I will be calling the action for all the patron drivers on our Simpit pit crew, and those guys, I'll be giving away a shirt and a coffee mug and calling the action as those guys. They don't know, but tomorrow an email will go out so everyone will know the car and track combination for tomorrow night's race and Saturday's race. And then Friday night, we're going to have our practice race at Chicagoland in the truck series. May 10th, I believe, is the starting date for our truck series. It's just a 6-week racing series that will emulate the real-life truck series. We're trying to go to the same tracks as they are at the same time. Like I said, what they race on Sunday, we'll race on Monday, so to speak, or Friday. Got that coming up. So we got streams coming up tonight, tomorrow night, Friday night, and Saturday morning. In addition to that, we'll be doing some practice for Nordschleife Nürburgring Ring over the weekend as well, and I'll probably stream one of those events as well. So lots going on here at the Sim Pit. Be sure to tell a friend. Be sure to subscribe, thumbs up, do everything you can do to help us grow. This is the Sim Pit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.